So whether it's QWER or passive abilities in League, there are a lot of annoying ones, and choosing 10 of the most even obnoxious W abilities is a hard task, but this is just a current list. It can change. I could play against 5 champions whose abilities aren't on this list, and the whole list would look different. But this is the top 10. Well, not top 10. This is the 10 most obnoxious because it's not really ordered in any way. Um, some of these I do feel more strongly about than others, but generally this is just the 10 most obnoxious W abilities in League. Quick reminder, if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate if you could decimating smash the like and subscribe buttons, and comment what W abilities are the most obnoxious for you, or maybe even just mention reasons that you don't like these abilities that I haven't mentioned. Either way, let's get on with it with number 1, which is the Graves Smokescreen. This just nullifies way too many things. Even if it's on a super long cooldown, it nullifies ADCs from auto-attacking, makes it harder / impossible for mages to do their DPS through their skill shots and targeted abilities. Makes it harder or impossible for some supports to peel for their ADCs. Like Tom Kench can't eat anybody, so that's his only way of peeling. Tanks can't see enemy champions for their targeted CC, or aren't as accurate for their for like an Ornn dash. It's just a mess of an ability that ruins a lot. Then we have the Leblanc Distortion. This one is incredibly annoying when used properly. When used improperly, it'll be on cooldown often, so it's punishable, but still it's very annoying because it deals so much damage, and it's a great safety spell. I guess the one thing that makes it easier to deal with than others is if the LeBlanc player is bad, then they'll probably use it too often. So they'll be vulnerable when it's on a low cooldown in the early game, but it doesn't change how I only seem to verse at 2 million mastery points, rank 1 LeBlancs that jack themselves off when they look at League of Graphs, and it says that they're, top 50, even though no one cares about what League of Graphs says in terms of what rank LeBlanc you are in the world. But either way, it's a very annoying ability to deal with when used properly. Then we have Akali Shroud. When this made you invisible to turrets, and Akali's would be able to walk under your tower and solo kill you level 2. Well, actually, I think when the Akali rework happened and she was invisible under towers, I took a break until this feature was removed, or I think I might have played it a little bit with it, but I was probably permabanning her, so I don't have too many terrible memories about it. However, it's just never a good idea to give that type of under tower power, especially when, like, I could just imagine being a new player and having someone drop a 30 bomb under your tower as a Kali and just being able to do nothing about it, and legitimately filing a claim to delete your account afterwards. It's just unhealthy, but that was the past, and this is the present, and it's still annoying as hell. Like, no one wants to see the Twitch clip of you escaping your Shroud in a manner that the enemy didn't expect and getting out. Like, it's just like the million clips that are out there of a Teemo hiding in a bush and then popping out the other way and running to his tower. Like, it's just, it almost makes me wish that when Akali's use their W, just teleported them under their tower, so I don't have to see them just walk slyly out of the way, and so it doesn't have to waste my time with it. Because when a lot of Akalis just press the W, I take for granted, okay, they're gone, whatever. Like, I only stay on top of the Shroud because I'm just irritated that they actually just use that ability. So at number 4, we have what makes Sett unkillable, essentially, which is the massive shield and massive damage. Sett players love to put the flashy W flash in their Sett montages when, sadly for them, it is the most mechanically intensive thing in that champ's entire kit. And it's probably one of the easiest W flashes to pull off because you have so much time to flash after the W, during the W windup, and everything else he has is just like an auto reset and point and click mouse power LT that's slightly cooler. And his oh wait, no, never, his E stuns if you have if you hit a unit on both sides of it. Nah, that's crazy. Anyways, this list is gonna make me salty, just by looking at the icons, but yeah, Set W makes him, it gives him a huge shield and deals a ton of damage. I mean, granted, only if you hit it in the sweet spot, but still, that sweet spot is not hard to hit, so it almost makes it irrelevant that the sweet spot even exists. Next ability is Vladimir Pool. Now this ability actually probably benefits from dealing no damage because if it dealt damage, it would be like Leblanc's W. But the fact that Vladimir's W damage is pretty terrible means that he'll always have it, and so he can just use his W when he's in danger, suck some minions, and then wait until it's off cooldown again, and then just do whatever he did earlier until he gets in danger again. Pool, suck some minions, like it's just so annoying to deal with, especially even like when he hits level 6 and he just dives you and pulls out. You just wanna throw a towel on it, just dry him up when he's in the pool form, because there's no way that this should be in the game. There's no way that a lot of these abilities should be in the game, but Riot always feels like they have to outdo themselves with this bullshit. Anyways, Janna W. This one's probably a sleeper pick for a lot of people. But I have been playing more Janna recently than I would be willing to admit in a courtroom interrogation. Um, but so this gives me, qualification on talking about the Janna W and all its magnificence, and it just deals way too much damage. Like Janna is just running around a million miles per hour, lobbing Ws at you, slowing you. If they're an alpha and they run Comet, then it bounces that too, and it's just ridiculous amounts of damage that requires no skill to land, has a decent range, and can set up a lot of things. I mean, that slow is very crippling, so it's just a very annoying ability. Rammus W, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Rammus only gets picked when your team has 4 AD, or when the team that is versing already picked their 4 AD. So, or at least that's the only experience I have versing Rammus, because that's the only time he gets picked in my games. And I mean, he just walks into my team and turns on W and it's GG, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Kraken Slayer would not fix this in the slightest, because by the time you get the 3 autos in, or the 2 autos before the 3rd in, to get that true damage shot wound up, you are probably already dead from W Bramble, and if you aren't, then what is Kraken Slayer going to do? It's not meant for AD carries, it's meant for Katarina. So, either way, W is very annoying to deal with in the only instances when Rammus is picked, which is the only good time for Rammus. Then we have W. This one's kind of cheating, because it's hard to imagine a champ like, Pike with W. Like, Yumi W is essentially, it's like the big part of her kit, the biggest part of the kit. Like, it's what gives her identity. It's not like, Gray's Smokescreen, like some other champs could have that, and it's, it doesn't look, it wouldn't seem out of place, but like seeing a Pike with Yumi W just attaching to someone and then detaching to ulti, or just that type of crossover, it seems like cheating to put the Yumi W on the list. However, it is a W ability, and I do hate it, simply because the bar of execution for Yumi is so incredibly low that just this ability is what makes her annoying to play against, because this ability is what, kind of attaches her to an enemy champion, makes them untargetable, and makes them be able to be super passive, or or Yumi can just get shit on in lane, but hop onto the hack room and win a game. Like, it's all because of this W. So, pretty sure this one, this ability is just. I used to ban Yumi permanently until Samira got rolled out, and now I ban her. But Yumi W still has a special place in my heart for a incredibly annoying ability that should not be in the game. I don't know, the luxury of being this safe while still being able to output damage and heal your champions um, is like the thing about it that it makes it turns a 5v5 into like the amount of champions that a team with Yumi can target is still 5, whereas the amount of champions that a team versing Yumi can target is 4. So that type of imbalance is always annoying. I will always get carried away if I get a chance to rant about a champ like Yumi, but um yeah, before I spend 5 minutes on it, we'll just go to the next ability with the Yasuo W, the Wind Wall. Um, it's just so insane how much this can block. Like it's just entire champions' kits are shut down or can be shut down by this one ability. And the way that they can dance around it and the hitbox is bigger than it seems, and the max out rank when it's maxed out it's gigantic, and the fact that entire teammates like people can flash wind all to save someone, it blocks so much. And it's well, yeah, that's really it. It just blocks so much. um then we finally, for the last ability, we have the Zoe W. This is a mandatory addition to this list. Some of the others on this list could have been interchanged. Like I just thought, when talking about Yasuo and wall blocking, I thought of Fiora W. Surely is an honorable mention, if not replacing something that isn't as annoying. But Zoe W has to be on this list because lanes can't be lost by bad RNG of her W, because at the end of the day, it's still a free item or a summoner spell or whatever. But lanes can be won because of it. It used to be that Protobelt could win lanes with the wave clear or something like that, but still, you can pull Redemption. You can pull Everfrost, which, Everfrost is a terrible item, but getting the active for free without having to spend money is kind of insane. Getting to use 5 flashes in a fight and still have your own to hold on to. Kind of insane. Like, getting to double ignite somebody. Like, this W is just so overloaded with bullshit that it feels so punished, because you don't want to use if you're about to die to a Zoe, you don't want to flash away, because she's going to be able to just flash after you and still keep her summoner spell. It's just I don't know. It's just an ability that makes me have to think more about using whatever I have, and stuff that makes me have to think more about while I'm playing League of Legends is no bueno for me. So that was the last one. Thank you for clicking and making it this far. If you have made it this far, I greatly appreciate it. I'll try and keep these videos coming out, so stay tuned. And yeah, see ya.